Hello and welcome to the World Tour Virtual Season 1, Round 6, Imola T-Prix. Let's take a look at the starting grid before we set off on 41 laps around the historic Italian San Marino's track. Not that guy snagged pole in the qualifying yesterday, with Corvette joining him on the front row. Second row is reserved for Julo and Bluebell Boy, who's achieved Honda's best qualifying so far, if I'm not mistaken. Then we have Kami starting from 5th, Belgian Senna starting from 6th, which might also be Hyundai Elantra's best ever qualifying. Botti, after getting the fastest time in both Q1 and Q2, will be starting from only 7th due to problems in Q3. Emma Box starting from 8th, then Levy, then Stefano. The bottom 10 are going to be spearheaded by Giruni, followed by Butter. 7th row is Shiloh and Jakey. Arcaniac starting from 15th, then Mr. Crunk, Suicide, Skip starting from a surprisingly low 18th position. We'll see how he gets on in the race today. Then we have Kraft starting from 19th and Amateur starting from 20th. Before we get into the race, let's take a look at the token spends. Here we are. 4 token spends only by 2 drivers tonight. And those are Botti and Bluebell Boy. 3 tokens spent by Emma Box, Stefano, Shiloh, and Corvette. 2 tokens spent by Levy, Belgian Senna, Not That Guy, and Julo, and 1 token spent by both Kraft and Butter, the Cupra Leon drivers. Now on to car stats. Here they are. Currently Opel and Alfa Romeo struggling a bit in terms of car performance. Volkswagen still the best car with the new index by quite a margin. Renault close to Peugeot. Honda has also caught up to them, and Audi are about the average car performance. We've also got bonus research points there on the left for the 4 teams who have not used them yet. You've only got 2 more rounds to use them, as we don't know whether there will be a season 2 yet. And of course, the quicker you use them, the more they will get you. So I suggest using them as soon as possible. We see a double acceleration upgrade for Audi, as well as a turbo upgrade, a single grip upgrade for Honda, a speed and acceleration upgrade for Hyundai Elantra, a grip upgrade for Hyundai i30, a speed upgrade for Opel Astra, a grip and a turbo upgrade for Renault, and a speed and a double turbo upgrade for Volkswagen. Those were the upgrades ahead of the Imola T-Prix. With that said, I've talked enough. Let's get right into the race. Here we go. Not That Guy will be starting on the softs. Corvette on the hards, Julo behind them on the softs, and Bluebell Boy on the hards. Quite interesting strategy. A lot of medium users in the mid pack. Not That Guy in the lead currently. Corvette's trying something, goes wide. Now Julo's up into 2nd place. Gets past Not That Guy. And he's into the lead, and he's pulling away now. Not much happening other than that. Not That Guy now under threat from both Corvette and Belgian Senna, who has started quite well off here. Where's Botti? Botti is down into 10th place at the current moment, started on the mediums. He's got the pace to get back up the pack. But right now it's Corvette into the lead. He's on the hards, and he's gotten past 3 soft runners now. Corvette is leading this race. Julo sets the fastest lap at 28.33. The fastest time we saw in qualifying was 26.90, set by Botti in Q2. Speaking of Botti, he has managed to make his way back up to 7th. Now it's 6th, and he gets past Levy, and it's at 27.55 time from Emma Box, who's managed to get past Not That Guy into the top 4. Goes down the inside on Belgian Senna. Emma Box running at podium position, fighting for it. Julo uses boost to get past Corvette into the lead of the race. What a fight we are having, and we still got a huge pack here. Any one of them could possibly snag the victory here. Now Not That Guy has managed to make his way back up. Makes a mistake, however. It's Julo back up into the lead, and it looks like even after all this time, we still got top 3 teams fighting, but it is in fact the second driver in every team, Kamikaze, if I'm not mistaken, from Girini and Skip have been the better performing drivers. Now it's time for their teammates to shine, as Corvid is still making quick work of those soft runners driving on the hards. That is quite interesting. It has a 27.68 fastest lap. Looks like there might not be too much of a gap in performance between the softs and the hards as a result. Might be more of a durability issue than for the soft runners, but we have Corvid now in the lead of the race, starting lap 6. Then we have Not That Guy in second, Emma Box on the podium currently, Julo in 4th, Belgian Senna fighting for body for 5th. Both make a mistake, Belgian Senna up into 5th. Then we have Bluebell Boy in 7th, Levy is currently in 8th, running his might be 5th livery at this point, and he's still got 2 more to come for round 7 and round 8. Fabulous liveries from the Belarusian driver. Kamikaze currently fighting for 9th, with Stefano is looking for some points for Hyundai i30, and he's gotten past Kami as a result. Shiloh in 11th, Girini struggling in 12th against Butter. Skip has managed to make his way up to 14th, though he does have quite a gap to Butter in 13th. Then we have Jake, Arcaniac, Mr. Crunk, Kraft, Suicide, Amateur, first one to pit off the softs onto the mediums. Going to have Cloud soon. Amateur has pitted right into the path of the fighting drivers. Not That Guy catches up to Corvid and loses him all the same. Will he be pitting soon? I think he will. 8 laps on the softs, and they're showing signs of wear. And it looks like Corvid's strategy to go on the hards at the beginning has worked out incredibly well for him. Going back to sunny weather conditions, Corvid easily into the lead of the race. We had a great pack fight going, but now they've spread out and there's not too much happening here at the lead. Emma Box second, Bluebell Boy now in 3rd as a result of Julo as well petting. Julo pets down into 8th. Belgian Senna petting down into 11th. Kami has petted down into 13th. It looks like the entire grid is not that far from each other, and the pit might be a bit on the longer side. Not That Guy now gets past Bluebell Boy. He's only pitted into around 4th, I guess. He's now into 3rd. Corvid and Emma Box holding on to those podium positions, but Not That Guy with the undercut is gaining quite some time now. Bluebell Boy, Botti, Levy in 6th, Julo's down into 7th. As a result of the pit, Stefano in 8th. Belgian Senna's in 9th at the current moment, and Girini, without having pitted, is in 10th. Kami and Shallow have both pitted, however, and Kami has already caught up to Girini now. Girini's mediums do look to be struggling quite a bit. Emma Box has gone into the pits, so is Girini and Butter going into them as well. Corvid still into the lead of the race, though his gap over Not That Guy has dwindled severely as a result of that undercut. So only time will tell. Oh, we've got rain, and that will be incredible news for Corvid. Bluebell Boy immediately into the pits. He goes for the wet. Stefano and Botti both opt for the inters. Time will tell which one of those choices were the correct ones. Belgian Senna and Levy and Kami also into the pits all together, all going for the inters. Shiloh's going for the wets. We see now drivers going for the inters, going for the wets. What will happen if it turns out that the rain will go away? Oh no, it doesn't. It's going to increase, and that's great news for Julo, who's onto the wets, for Bluebell Boy, who picked the wets earlier, for Shiloh and Butter and Mr. Crunk and Suicide and Jake. They might gain some positions as well. Let's see, what will Not That Guy and Corvid do with this? They do have a solid gap of 5 seconds over Julo, but they do have a tire disadvantage that will begin to show as soon as the weather starts becoming worse and worse, as soon as the track gets wetter and wetter. And Bluebell Boy here makes a move on Emma Box for 4th place. Not That Guy and Corvid stuck with some blue flag drivers who also have enters on, and Corvid pushed into the gravel as a result of that. loses quite some time, over a second, to not that guy, who's still holding on to a lead. Julo lost another second, and we're going back to light rain, but we do have full weather conditions, so this is the perfect time for Julo's and Bluebell Boys tires to show their worth, as those conditions are going to stay here for a bit, even with light rain. The track's wetness will remain the same. Julo now getting into some odds with Mr. Crunk, who slows them down quite a bit, but he is still only 3 seconds away from Corvid. However, not that guy is having an incredible time on those inters, and we're going back to sunny weather conditions, so it doesn't look like Julo will have enough time to prove those wets worth. Now his teammate Skip here does not slow him down too much. That's very good for Julo indeed, as he's only a second away from Corv at the current moment, but Bluebell Boy is really struggling against Emma Box, which is interesting. Honda definitely have the quicker car here, but now that the sunny weather is out, the Inters will definitely be profiting just a little bit. You shouldn't have been profiting there, but now Julo's 3 seconds behind Corvid. And now you can really see those Inters starting to get back into shape. Corvid catching not that guy quite a bit. Julo also not too far behind. Bluebell Boy still battling Emma Box. Emma Box now has 3 lapped cars between them to fight, which will be an advantage for Bluebell Boy here. But will anyone be petting for dry tires this lap? I think it will be the next lap that people will opt to pet for the dry tires. Bluebell Boy makes a mistake here. Emma Box also, but a smaller one. And we've got a fight for the lead now. Corvin versus not that guy. We're 18 laps in, not even halfway through this race, and we've already had quite some crazy stuff happening here. A bit of rain to put the leaders into question, but it looks like it's worked out for them. Julo holding down the final podium position, far away from the leaders, far away from 4th, where Bluebell Boy and Emma Box are battling. Botti currently in 6th. Reminder, Botti and Bluebell Boy are the only drivers spending 4 tokens in this race, so you'd imagine they have a player skill advantage, and you can see that right now as Bluebell Boy is running away from Emma Box, and Botti has gained about a second on Emma Box. Those tires are starting to show their wear, and surprising Corvin, not that guy, choose not to pit just yet. Julo, Bluebell Boy, Emma Box, into the pits, onto dry tires, everyone else onto dry tires, and it might be that not that guy and Corvin lose a little bit of time, but they do have the gap to they do have the gap to survive that minor time loss. We'll see now as both of them head into the pits. Not that guy given a little boost by Girouni, but it looks like Corvid's still in front of him, and Corvid goes onto softs. Not that guy onto mediums. Julo on softs, only 3 seconds behind them. Has gotten away from Bluebell Boy, who's gotten away in turn from Emma Box. So here's how the top 10 point scorers are looking at the moment. Corvid in the lead of the race, not that guy. Then we have Julo in 3rd place, Bluebell Boy in 4th, Emma Box in 5th with the fastest lap. That's an extra point for him if he manages to hold down the fastest lap. 6th place currently belongs to Botti. Then we have Stefano in 7th, great performance from him. 8th is Levy, 9th is Kami, and 10th is Shiloh. And out of the top 10, it looks like the closest gaps right now are between Kami and Shiloh, and not that guy and Corvid. And we have Kami and Shiloh slowing not that guy down a little bit. Shiloh forced into the grass there, loses some diamond, and here comes Belgian Senna, who's down outside with the points. The rain might have cost him some time, but he's back into the points now. And he's gonna want to fight for those Hyundai Elantra points that, honestly, they do deserve some recognition. And he's had a great qualifying, so it's a fight here against Shiloh or against Kami. Depends if he catches Kami first or if he gets caught by Shiloh. Makes a mistake, so does Shiloh. He's right next to Kami now, looking for a move. Goes down the inside through the chicane. They're still side by side negotiating those corners. Kami forces Belgian Senna wide a little bit there, but Shiloh does not manage to make the most out of that just yet and goes wide as well. It looks like the softs of Shiloh are already struggling. How come? Must have been a low grip value, but not that guys. Mediums have really lost out here. Julo is right behind him. Might even go for a second place finish if he continues. Amateur gets a penalty for forcing this driver one lap ahead of him into the grass, which has cost Julo a bit of time to know that guy, but he's still behind him. Corvid, meanwhile, running in the lead. Emma Box improves their fastest lap of 27.55 to a 27.23. Julo still can't find what he needs to get to battling Not That Guy for second place. We have Bluebell Boy still running in fourth on the Hards Balti, quite a ways away. Emma Box behind him, then Stefano. Levy, Kami now has gotten a big gap ahead to Shiloh and Belgian Senna, who are battling for the final points position quite fiercely now. And there's not a lot of gap remaining between Julo and Not That Guy and Corvid. Can they just close down those gaps? Give us a show. Only got 14 laps remaining. Corvid not into the pits yet, but those softs are starting to show some signs of wear, and Julo opts for an undercut. Bluebell Boy up into the podium positions as a result. Julo's fourth pit stop of the race. We'll see if it works out for him. He goes for the hards, so this will probably be his final pit stop. I would wager. Corvid should be into the pits soon. It's got two blue flag drivers. Not into the pits yet. Not That Guy is 2 seconds behind him. Looks to have made a mistake on the final turn there. His mediums are also looking worn out, but not as worn out as Corvid's softs here. However, Julo is struggling a bit with that undercut. Gets past the lap drivers of Kami and Butter now, however. And we're going to have light rain again, and that's horrible news for Julo, and that's great news for Corvid again, who once again is saved from having to pit and lose positions by the rain. Of course, Not That Guy is still close behind them, both of them opting for enters. Bluebell Boy, enters Julo, enters. Everyone's opting for enters here. Julo is now going to have to battle Bluebell Boy for that podium spot. And for Honda team, oh, and we're going to be back to cloudy soon. That's incredible. Nearly everyone has pitted for enters. Only Skip now pitting for a new set of hards, which we'll take to the end. That might. We'll see if that gets him into the points position here, but I don't know. He will be struggling with the rainy conditions, but everyone else has to pit except for Skip and Kraft, who decided to stay out, and Kami and Shiloh definitely lost out the most by pitting onto not even enters but wets. That's even more of a loss for them. See Skip here. Doesn't gain any possessions. Gains a bit of time on Belgian Senna, however. Corvid into the lead of race, goes on to mediums. That will take him to the end of the race. Not That Guy, however, onto softs. And Bluebell Boy onto softs as well. Will they be able to make those softs last until the end of the race? That's the question here. Julo onto mediums should be able to last until the end of the race. And nearly everyone going onto the mediums except for Not That Guy and Bluebell Boy. Very risky play. Not That Guy once again has lost quite a couple of seconds to Corvid due to Corvid's shenanigans with his rain detection tool. But he's out into the lead now, and he's looking comfortable for a win here, as he has looked throughout most of this race anyway. Julo and Bluebell Boy fighting for third position soon enough. Bluebell Boy has that tire advantage, but will he be able to make it count? It's the question. He is up against the best car on the grid with the most grip. Honda, of course, can challenge that grip with 7 grip of their own, but 9 grip for Volkswagen remains the best so far, tied with, I think, Peugeot's of 9 grip as well. Bluebell Boy makes his way past Julo smoothly. Now it's a matter of getting a gap over him that he can keep, even when the softs start to run out of that juice. Botti also close by to Emma Box, both on the same tires, on the same wear of tires, and they're just going to fight pure pace. And Botti gets the fastest lap of the race at 27.08, showing just a sliver of what he showed in qualifying before that unfortunate Q3 placement. However, right after that, he's lost nearly a second to Emma Box, now back into 6th position. Not that guy is 1.5 seconds behind Corvid. It's made up some time, but he's still not been able to close that gap. And that's been the real problem of drivers in this race. They've got gaps down to a second, but they've not been closing them. Not that guy back up to 2 seconds behind. He needs that run, that quick run, quick lap, that you can catch Corvid, slip in, and battle him for that position. Bluebell Boy running in third at the current moment, but Julo will not make it easy for him. Bluebell Boy trying to get past Amateur, who lets him through here. Julo still struggling with Kraft and Levy behind. Looks like Kraft was penalized there for some ignorance of the blue flag driving. Not that guy, he's got Corvid in his sights. Can he catch him? There's just 4 laps remaining, less than 4 laps. But there is Belgian Senna between them, who's down into 12th, sadly not into the points. Girouni, and all of the rain chaos, has managed to get into 10th, and Kami is holding down 9th. Some boring top 3 team action for them there. Not that guy, finally side by side with Corvid, makes the move on him. But those tires are starting to feel the effects of the tire wear, fighting Corvid. Going into the hairpin, both of them go wide. Corvid uses boost to run away from Not That Guy here. Not That Guy is still close behind. He's just losing more and more time by opting not to use his boost against Corvid here. Last turn. This turn is very important. Corvid makes a mistake. Not That Guy doesn't, and he's back side by side, and he's back in front of him. And we're on the penultimate lap of the race now. Not That Guy trying to get as far away from Corvid as possible. Of course, he's got those worn tires compared to Corvid's still worn mediums, but of course more manageable. And Corvid's right behind him. Jake blocks Not That Guy, slows his momentum down. Corvid's into the lead of the race, running away. Not That Guy, important last turn. Not That Guy makes a mistake on the last turn. Corvid doesn't. And it's over a second of gap again. And I don't know if Not That Guy will be able to close that down in his final lap. He's struggling with Jake. He's going to struggle with Shiloh here. Yes, he's still struggling with Shiloh there. Damn, those blue flag drivers have completely bottled his chances at a win here. And it's Corvid who's going to cross the line right now. Gets past Arcaniac, does not get past Arcaniac. Corvid wins the Imola T-Prix. Not That Guy will definitely be unhappy with what could have been a battle to the very end. But in the end, his strategy did not triumph over Corvid's. Julo takes the podium position. Bluebell Boy, 4th place. That must be the first points for Honda. Botti gets a 5th place. Incredible stuff for Audi. They are really performing at the top in the second half. Emma Box gets 6th place for Alfa Romeo. Stefano will cross the line in 7th position. Good points for Hyundai i30. Levy makes it double points for Audi RS3 yet again in another livery, and he finishes 8th, and it's Kamikaze who will cross the line in 9th, getting some extra points for Renault across the way, and Girouni across the line in 10th. Final point for him, and Volkswagen will be losing quite a bit of that gap, or rather be gaining a gap They are behind Renault and Peugeot, and it doesn't look like they'll be able to catch the way they're going right now. Shiloh 11th, Skep 12th, Belgian Senna sadly 13th. Deserved better than that. Arcaniac, his teammate behind him, looks to be finishing 14th. Mr. Crunk in 15th, Butter in 16th, Amateur 17th, Kraft 18th, Jake 19th, and Suicide 20th. And out of all of the drivers here so far, definitely in a celebratory mood will be Corvid, who has managed to win, as well as Bluebell Boy, who's managed to achieve Honda's first points in a P4 performance in that, and Audi with another incredible performance, as well as Alfa Romeo's Emma Box and Hyundai i30's Stefano also looking to have had a great time here tonight at Imola. And we'll see you next week for Magny-Cours, France, Suicide's home race. We'll see you then.